We're on the POUSE out of the house, and today I'm off to meet some friends for a quick ride. You may notice I am not on the Husky today. Why not? Well, I'll tell you why. Just over a week ago we went and had the bike serviced, me and Big POUSE. We had the Husky service, the 701s. Didn't really check the bike if I'm honest, I just assumed it'll all be done properly. Brought it home, that was it, put it away, haven't ridden it since. So I'm running a bit late, I grabbed the bike out in a rush. I think actually I better just do a quick check around it. Oil though. So hang on now, it's just been serviced. I'll run the engine, let it circulate a bit, have another look. Oil's still low. Now I know you should check your bike before you go out every time, and I usually do give it a quick visual, but let's be honest, I just had it serviced with a safety check, or they call it a free first service safety inspection, something like that. And I've had the first service with the oil change, filters, all that. Now Big POUSE had the issue, which I think I told you before on the way home, that they stripped the thread when they're taking his filter out, so he's got to have a new case on the side of his engine, right? And they did like a temporary repair to get him to get home. Anyway, long story short, there was another issue with his engine management and he's resolving, so the bike's still there almost 2 weeks later. So he's still got a courtesy bike and hasn't had his bike back yet. Now I thought, oh, fair play, it's just one of those things, but the fact they can't check the oil, and I don't want to be bad-mouthing people, the sales team were brilliant, but we don't seem to be having much luck with the service department. Now it may be one of those things, I'm not saying that they're terrible, that is absolute basics. Change the filter, check the oil level, you know, run the engine, then you check it again. If it's still low, you top it up, don't you? You don't just hand the bike out and say done. So they obviously haven't checked it, so I've got to be honest, I'm not very happy now. So I've had to bring a DRZ out. Now on the plus side, this bike hasn't had a proper run for ages, so it's not a bad thing. I've got a brand new tyre on the back. I think it's the Bridgestone Battle Axe S22, so I want to wear it in anyway and bed it in, but this has sort of proved the point really of having the second bike. I still haven't sold this, and it is insured and MOT'd again, and actually it's come into its own, so I've still got a bike to take for a ride, albeit it's not the one I wanted to take today. So I'm on the old trusty steed.
Hey, nice ride.
So we just left the bus station. We are heading to Sennybridge, I think. What's really funny is overtaking on this thing, you've got to really think about it again. I've been a bit spoilt with that 701 because overtaking isn't a problem. And then I get back on this and yeah, it's a bit of a shock actually. We've got the whole crew in front of us, from front to back. We've got the GS 1200, 1250. With the DRZ 400s, S, got a Harley, no idea about those, so it's just a Harley, big, loud. Then we've got the Horner in front, which actually is quite a powerful little beast. I never realised back when I was a bit younger. Oh, here we go, look, they're all overtaken. No idea why, but I've got Dexy's Midnight Runners in my head. The Gino or something like that. This bike takes a lot of planning for an overtake manoeuvre. You get that throttle on and it's like... very progressive, shall we say. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is that whirring front disc. I'm not sure my pistons in the brake calipers are possibly stuck on. If I let go of the throttle, he is diving a little bit. Unleaded 95 E10. So at the moment there is a load of hay or something on that lorry with no cover on the top. I am getting covered. Grass it looks like. Jesus, gotta get past him. And there we go, that's the DRZ view. Getting cold now. I'm in my air jacket and honestly I'm freezing now, and I shouldn't be because I don't think it's particularly cold, but the air up here has dropped in temperature straight through my jacket and my face is numb, and I wish I either put a jumper underneath, or to be honest I should have put my other jacket on. I'm actually going numb, and it's July and we've had some really warm weather and it feels like it's winter, which is very peculiar. So there's a funny little village up there, some sort of military camp, and I can't remember the name of it. We've just gone through Brecon, then Sennybridge, and we're heading to sort of, I think, towards Bilth at the moment, over the top of the mountains. But anyway, I just thought I'd feel a damn sight better. I got this little RST waterproof like over jacket. It's only a thin one, but what a difference. I've just put it on and it's stopping all the wind coming through my jacket, and you know, I wouldn't go as far as to say as I'm warm, but it stopped me shivering and freezing, so it's all good. Fucking hell. Came through a little village with some public toilets, so we all needed to visit the men's room. A fair play to the guy in front, because we came down that little gravelly sort of lane, which is perfect for this or the adventure bikes like the GS. And he did say he almost lost it on that sharp bend that we went round, but I would not want to take a bike like that down there, that's for sure.
like being in the TT.
Yeah, it was alright actually, it was good. Oh, I'm getting cold, I am today. Don't know what's wrong with me. Shit. So not a great deal of talking today on here. I'm a little bit cold. I'm on the DRZ, which oddly I've been trying to get used to again because there's just no torque. But it's not, that's not true. There is torque, but it's just nowhere near as much as the other bike. So I'm finding again, I'm going round bends, I'm not really having the power to come out the other side, so I've overcooked a few. Just trying to be a bit careful. And I thought maybe, you know, I do waffle on a bit. Maybe we'll keep this one to just a little bit more riding. I imagine I'm not going to get all the Husky fans on this video, as it's just the DRZ, but hopefully next video we'll be back out on that again. And as I said already, it has kind of confirmed for me actually that the Husky is just a much better bike, and as much enjoyment as I get on this bike, and it's absolutely ample for a ride like this, you know, I can keep up with everyone I'm out with. It's just, for me, it's just not quite as good. It's taking the edge off the DRZ now, because the brakes are what do it for me on the Husky. You've got all that power and torque, and I find that, say you overcook a bend or you make a slight mistake, the brakes always save you, and so does the power, because you can dip the brakes on, get the power on, and it powers you out of the bend. But with this, is what you find is, you're in the wrong gear, you ease off the throttle, you go round the bend, and you put the throttle back on, wrong gear, you got to go down in gear. But the jump on this between 4th and 5th, because it's only got 5 gears on this, it's quite a bit, like the 5th gear is higher gear, so it's like this little sweet spot, and if you miss it, you end up like a wet fart around the corner. You put the throttle on and it fluffs and nothing happens. Heading back towards Brecon now. I'm following Sam and I cannot keep up with him. Now I don't know if you can hear the whirring on the GoPro today. That's the brake pads I told you. Now I changed those brake pads, and I did try to do that in another video. So you'll be laughing now, thinking maybe it's not the way to do it. But I fitted them all fine, and I thought at first they just needed breaking in, but they are whirring, so I don't know if I'm going to have to take the caliper back off. I just double check my pistons and make sure that they're not, you know, where the old brake pads were so worn, they've been stuck out for so long, maybe a bit of grit got back inside them and they're sort of stuck, and they're not fully retracting, I suppose. But you can hear that whir there. Now when I put the brakes on as a whir, but it's whirring anyway, and I notice my disc is getting a bit warm. When I stop and check, it's hot, so they're definitely rubbing. See, that's where I get worried on this. If you let go of the throttle, it almost drops the power right off. And if you put it back on again, it farts and you haven't got the power to go round. Whereas I find on the other bike, there's a lot more grunt, and you can just leave the throttle, just feather it. But with this, it's like sometimes there's just nothing there. And we're back in Brecon. So there we go, we've said our goodbyes to two of the crew, and then there is now me, Sam and Tony, and we are going to head back towards Abergavenny.
Which way do we go?
That way, innit? In summary, Abergavenny, we went up to Brecon, went to Sennybridge, Trecastle, went over the top of the ranges. Literally when we got down the other side, we kind of went across the base of the mountain, back up the other side, back then into, we were near Upper Chapel, into Brecon and home pretty much. So that's it. It looks like Sam has got one last bit of fight in him, but unfortunately my bike is not quick enough to get past this, as I discussed previously. So I'm going to end the video there. Now if you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. If you haven't done so already, then please subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon for regular notifications. I've been POUSE out of the house. Ta-ta, farewell.